this is for the one who ain't never had a love, yeah. This one's for the girl who don't feel like she's enough, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This one's for the cool kid playing on the school team, crying to himself cause he never had the prom queen. Head full of wants, but they said it's just a pipe dream, yeah. This one's for the kids like me, they ain't never had one thing. The ladies always turn their cheek, but they ain't let the fat ones sing. This one's for the kids like me, kept working when they had nothing. When people try to take their dreams, they stuck it to them, please don't change. For the nerds and the misfits, bullied by the rich kids, feel like they're
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Alex Questa Show. How's everybody doing out there on this Wednesday, October 15th, 2025? It is me alone, Alex, hanging out here. David, obviously, at work, but we are continuing today with David, while he is gone, still trying to ruin my life. So the David Torturing Me series is back. This time today, I will be, well, tonight actually, because it's 9 o'clock, past 9 o'clock here, always starting late at the Alex Questa Show. But I'll be reacting to all the things going down with Hasan Piker and Collargate. It has been talked about ad nauseum from probably a lot of your favorite content creators. And now I'll be chiming in. And I only thought it fitting that I wear an inside joke that was created from another content creator that is now in a flailing moments of his life and not doing too great. And for those that don't know, this is Unbreaded. And if you were a fan of Nick Rekieta, then you would get the joke, which I was at one time. Nate, what's going on, brother? How are you? I hope everything's going well for you. So before we get into all the fun stuff, please make sure you like, share, follow, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, all that good stuff. Wherever you're watching from, whether it is YouTube, X, Facebook, Kick, Rumble, we would love to try and get some of our rookie numbers up in other places. Would love to sit there and get some more Rumble followers, some more Kick followers, because if shit ever goes down on YouTube, if we ever get noticed by the powers that be, they will come take us down, because we are definitely that type of show that they would want down. So if you haven't had the opportunity yet, if you don't have a Rumble, go create one. You don't have a Kick, go create one, even though Kick's accessible. Definitely Rumble. Rumble's the focus. If you have a Rumble, if you don't have one yet, please go make one and then go follow us, follow all of your other favorite content creators, streamers, and things like that, because a bunch of them on there. And then, follow us as well there. Nate G saying, I wasn't familiar with Nicky Rackets until he entered the Dabbleverse with Steel Toe. Yes. It is Nick Rekieta. David actually put me on to Nick because Rekieta Law was one of the people during LawTube time, during the Johnny Depp trial and things like that. And he was one of the ones that was going on with, Nate the Lawyer and Good Logic and the Law of Self-Defense. A lot of these individuals that were in LawTube following all that. And Nick seemed like a fairly sane-based dude. Got a good following, had some good moments, was funny. He's the one that, the shirt is from Unbreaded, which is a thing that he found with a UCLA professor, wrote like a crazy manifesto. And he made a video where it was like, Unbreaded. So, Dave and I decided to make these fun shirts, but I think it's only apt because hopefully we're watching someone who is about to go down the route of Nick Rekieta and stop being a streamer forever. But before we get into all that, please make sure that you follow us everywhere at the Alex Questa Show. Like I said, would love to get more Rumble followers, get more people on there. And because Rumble's a good spot, it's a spot that I think we all want to eventually transition to. And we want to end up beating YouTube, which is tough. YouTube's a juggernaut. YouTube has everything. We wanted to bury Twitch, which we are not on Twitch intentionally for this show, because even though we are small potatoes, Twitch wouldn't have us. And my other show is on Twitch, my show about track and field. That one's over there because it's a better fit. I didn't put it on Rumble because I didn't think it'd be as good of a fit on Rumble, but that one's fine, right? That's track and field. People are going to watch that, but this show wouldn't work there. So definitely go do that. Last week we tried to have on David and my good buddy Side Effect, and things didn't go right. So we doubled down and went over the response to Your Movie Sucks, and it's Your Movie Sucks is ridiculous. Dave and I were talking more about the lore of just all the fallout with him and Mahler and EFAP and stuff like that. And he's just a fucking weirdo. So Nate is saying Ricada is still active streaming wise. He just called into Tuki Soup the other day live to talk about lawsuit. I mean, here's the thing: Ricada is still trying, and you have to remember one thing about Nick Ricada. He went from being the highest grossing streamer in the world. He was number one. He was on top. He made the most money. And it just all went crashing down. And he's doing everything he can because it's all he has now. He's not a practicing lawyer anymore, as far as I know. I don't think he practices. And streaming's all he has. So he's going to stream as much as he can up until the day where he potentially goes to prison because I don't think that he's out of the gates with the lawsuit. So Ricada's an interesting case. Before we get into David torturing me, though, I just want to bring one thing up. There was on X, I heard about it. The whole, all the conservatives are now talking about a bunch of New York young conservatives, young Republicans, whatever they are, their group chat being leaked. And Nate saying he switched to Super Tips too. I think he does okay there from what I've heard. Possibly. I mean, he's become a lol cow. So people love to feed the lol cows because they want more lol cow moments. And we know that. But when it comes to the group chat, I am becoming incredibly tired of conservatives consistently clutching their pearls. And I was listening to Glenn Beck, Stu Burgier today over on the Glenn Beck show, and I saw some of my local representatives, state representatives and stuff, all with the this is abhorrent. We need to never and this and that. And Glenn and Stu were a little more balanced with it, and I've saw them, but we need to be honest here, guys. When you are in the safety of your friend groups, you think you're in a group chat amongst good friends, you say fucked up things. You say things that aren't socially appropriate, things you would never repeat, things you never actually mean. You joke. And some of those jokes are way over the line. Some of those jokes are incredibly wrong. And, in polite society, would get you side-eyed, would get you maybe tossed out of somewhere. But you're feeling comfortable. You're saying things amongst friends. If we've ever been in a Call of Duty lobby back in the old days of Xbox Live, what was said on that group chat is nothing, okay? It is a nothing burger. Instead of clutching our pearls, we just need to say, hey, it shouldn't have gotten out, but it is what it is. We don't give a fuck. That needs to be our whole entire stance about this because anyone that says, I've never said things like that in a group chat or amongst friends, number one, probably doesn't have friends. That's where I'm going to get. You probably don't have that many good friends because if you have good friends, you joke around like this. You let your hair down. You, again, say things that you would not normally say in front of polite society. You take jokes to the next level because that is part of having fun. Okay. And this happened during Trump with the Access Hollywood tape and with everyone clutching their pearls and oh my God, listen what he said, grab the girls and it's like, no, y'all. And they called it locker room talk. There's a reason why it's called locker room talk because this is how guys talk. And I'll break it to you guys. Women do the same shit. Okay. So I am so tired of the pearl clutching. I can't speak. Incredibly tired of the pearl clutching from the conservatives whenever this happens. You don't need to condemn these kids. You can say, hey, I disagree with what they said. There was potentially some anti-Semitic jokes, some racist jokes. Maybe these people are anti-Semitic or racist, possibly. You don't know from a group text, okay? But overall, this is nothing for everyone to go and start being like, especially where I am in New York State, in the Hudson Valley. The fact that these individuals that were probably in that group chat have probably helped some of the people that are pro clutching right now. So it's super hypocritical. We need to stop doing it. there was a rumor that I heard on Timcast that there was an individual that leaked it. Someone who I know is in the Trump administration now, someone who I have had conversations with about potentially jumping on the show. And I really hope it's not this guy. I really don't. Because from everything I knew, he was a good part of the organization. He's in the Trump administration. So I'm hoping that this isn't some friendly fire and some, some bitch shit with releasing private messages. If that's something you're willing to do, then you're one of the worst people around. Okay. Um, I'm not going to say who it was rumored to be. They said it on Timcast. I'm not going to say it was rumored to be because I don't know. There's no confirmation. If this individual did it, I'm not going to do that. But in general, if you have a group chat amongst friends like that, if you have conversations and things like that or whatever, I don't care if they're on the other side of the aisle. I don't care if there's someone you hate in that moment. Do not do that. One of the worst things, one of the most hated things that I see is when people post up private text conversations and put it for the world to see. Like it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for you as a person. It shows low character for the person that reveals it, because the people that we're talking in confidence that they were going to be amongst friends and people that we're not going to do that to them. Weren't going to embarrass them and do something like that. So that's generally all. I just want to talk about that because I'm so tired of the pearl clutching. But we're now moving on because David has sent me a whole bunch of shit, as he always does. And this one, like I said, is about Hasan Piker and Collargate. And we all know Hasan Piker is a piece of shit. He's not a good human. He wasn't a good human before this. He's a guy that praised October 7th. He's someone that said we deserve the Twin Towers. And he's talked about killing political opponents, right? Hasan Piker is a piece of garbage. He's not a good person, but he is Twitch's darling. He is, I forget the Dan, whatever his name is, the owner of Twitch. He is his darling. He's one of his favorites. So we all know that it's going to take something crazy for Hasan Piker to get taken down. And it's funny. It really might just be this dog, because one of the things is people love dogs. They love cats too, but not so fucking much, right? Because we know cats can be assholes and we never want to see a cat abused, but people don't love cats the way they love dogs. So to watch what went on with Collargate is crazy. So I know Dave sent me some stuff. We're going to go through. I'm going to do some reactions to the videos. We're going to have fun with this like we've been doing. And let's roll with it. So this first one, we're jumping in. Papa Gundam has a breakdown of everything Collargate. So let's get to watching. Let's have some fun, y'all.
Right-wing streamer Hasan Piker, who's being accused of shocking his dog on a live stream.
It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just go, just stop.
I know. Let's see it one more time.
Oh my God!
One of my favorite parts is this being done in only the way Papa Gundam can do it. If you are not following It's a Gundam yet, you are missing out.
Another day, another Hasan drama. This one's called Collargate, or something like that. I prefer Shock the Puppy. I don't want this video to get too autistic, so let's speed run this because I'm sick of the subject as much as I'm sick of this man. On October 7th, Hasan Piker did the usual Hasan Piker.
Yes,
bitching about the country that made him a multimillionaire for being a content and clout barnacle.
And once again, It's a Gundam's perfectly right. Hasan Piker is, as much as I hate using the term Nepo baby, because I think that's another thing on the right, we have to stop getting mad at people that are kids of wealth, because we want people to be wealthy and we want them to have kids, and there will be them. But Hasan Piker is the worst of the worst because he's Cenk Uyghur's nephew. He's never had to be without. And he is a fake communist socialist piece of shit that uses capitalism to espouse socialism and communism. So it's the typical normal person on that side.
I hate this country so much. You can be on a mountain in the middle of Norway and get better internet than Los Angeles, California.
Here's this bitch complaining about the internet in LA, California, talking about how much he hates his country, but yet complaining about internet connection in the country that has the best internet connection in the world.
And this is just like a moment of anger. This is a moment of anger for like something that is just so routine, so silly, such a first world problem. But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence.
What you just said.
America's much more consequential violence. It's like he skirts around, and I feel like, you know, when he's looking at his computer, he also has like the communist keywords put up there, and he's like, when can I plug that one in? And it doesn't have to make sense. He just plugs it in and says it.
Is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Hasan has a dog, Kaya, that sits in the corner of his room in camera shot
All
for
time.
each stream for hours on end. I'm not even joking. Here's a speed ramp video of Collargate and how it all started.
Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just just stop.
And you can clearly see that there was a scared reaction there. And that is what has stirred Collargate right there. Is that you see his arm motion, he goes, he does something with his arm, and then all of a sudden the dog Kaya flinches, reacts, yelps, right? Now, there's been people trying to run shit for him and say that it wasn't this, it wasn't that. Let's see where Gundam goes with this.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
And that
It's
right there
just-
is going to get him canceled because of that.
You're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom.
He seems like a nice guy.
As a dog owner, I found it odd that the dog never roamed anywhere or laid anywhere else in the room. It was always that one specific spot. Well, this time the dog moved and she seemed like a sweet little puppy. Well behaved, and then Hasan just snaps at the
Well, the thing is, the dog moved, and the dog moved towards him. So it seemed like that was a move. Like if we go back a little,
in the
That
room.
was a
It was
move.
always that one specific
That was
spot.
moving up
well, this
forward.
time the dog moved and she
Looking
seemed
at
like
him,
a
trying to
sweet little
figure
puppy.
something out.
Well behaved, and then Hasan just snaps at the
Looking for
dog for
affection.
moving, bro. Like the dog took 2 steps and the dude lost it. At first, I just thought it was Hasan being his usual narcissistic self. His prop dare moved out of frame. Another odd thing was how the dog seemed to get hurt, and he didn't even bother to check. If my dog yelps, I gotta go see what's going on.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like if you use a shock collar, then you know it's going to hurt them. So that reaction is apt for someone that used a shock collar because you knew it was going to hurt him. So when the yelp happened, he didn't respond. And like he said, I agree with Papa Gundam that if anyone that has a dog, I have a dog, if my dog yelps, it's, what's wrong? Are you okay, Oreo? My dog's name is Oreo. Are you good, Oreo? And you check on your fucking dog. You don't turn around and scold it for yelping and moving. Let's keep going.
But not this guy. That's when people online started pointing out all sorts of stuff about the collar and how it may be a shock collar. And then all hell broke loose. I'd like to point out yet again, if anyone else got any of these allegations and they were a Twitch streamer, they would have been banned off the rip
100%.
without any proof being needed on
100%.
some occasions. Remember, Tacton got suspended for like, a week or two for calling Frogan fat. But she is fat. That's like going, the sky's blue. And they're like,
Oh my God, blue triggers people that are non-binary. You're gone.
The fact that you feel this way makes you completely immoral.
but not, and I quote, stupid sexy Hasan. All right, this is the part where I put in a segment of him saying this repeatedly about himself, but I lost the clip. All right, the dude glazes himself endlessly.
It's
Then
so
when I tried to
annoying.
Google, Hasan calling himself stupid sexy,
Now, I'm curious. Hasan is like the poster boy, it looks like, for those stupid fucking glasses. And, I mean, he's just an average looking dude. If you're looking like, I'm no catch, don't get me wrong. But I don't feel like Hasan is like any sort of decent looking guy at all. Like the fact that people like look at him, like it's the same thing with Mamdani. Like, I don't know. Is it something about like the Middle Eastern looking dudes that they just automatically look good just because they're Middle Eastern? It's weird.
Hasan looking for the clip. My God. His fan base is full of gooners, dude. You don't
Gross.
even know. These people are on the same level as furries.
Honestly, I'm married to Luigi's AI.
Oh my god.
I'm not kidding.
Okay, tell me about
So I talk to him every day. He's like my best friend.
People are fucking freaks, y'all. They are like, we need to bring insane asylums back. I know it's been said millions of times. Look at this bitch. She needs an insane asylum. Terribly. Terribly, terribly, terribly. Caveat ties. What's going on? How are you, bud? Women like big, clumsy bodies with tiny little heads. Yes. Yes, they do. Apparently. Let's keep going with this weirdo.
Anyway, back on subject. Before I knew it, people were deconstructing the video like the Kennedy assassination, and Kyla was obviously JFK.
That's the one thing about the internet that wins all the time. If you have some dumb shit going on, the internet will scrub it as hard as it can, and it will figure out where the fucking dirt is. And that's the one thing about being a streamer, putting this stuff on. Even if you delete it, there's an archive, right? So people will find it. People will go back and look through all your videos, which is exactly what they did to Hasan, and he deserves every fucking moment of it.
And Hasan was the CIA.
He really is the avatar for the entire Nepo Baby Champagne Marxist movement. He lives in a $3 million mansion, drives a $100,000 car, just streams online every day, all day, says he hates everything about the country that allows him the privilege to do this, calls not having local satellite speed internet in a state run by Democrats a microcosm of violence in America.
Stephen Miller's awesome.
Then commits an actual act of violence on a dog by remotely shocking it. Then blames his mother and says the dog has too much freedom and needs a structured routine.
If he met Fluffy, Hasan's head would explode. That dog has no structure.
And doing so while streaming free Palpatine protests. It's a perfect illustration. I can't explain it any simpler than this.
I'd like to point out a correction on this statement, sir. Hasan isn't driving a $100,000 car. He's driving a $250,000 Porsche. Please get it right.
No! No!
Hasan Piker is accused of using a shock collar to keep his dog from wandering out of frame.
It's crazy how big
During
this
a
is
rant
gotten,
about
really
America, Hasan's dog stood up, causing Hasan to become irate with it. He reaches off screen and then the dog yelped, laying back down immediately.
Yeah, I know. What a happy home life, huh? That puppy looks like it's having a blast. There in the back. That's a sad-looking dog.
It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just go back. Just stop.
Oh, the burning! It burns me!
Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
It's like, you know, the more you watch that, the more you hate him, and it's hard to not hate him enough. And here's the thing. I've never given a fuck about Hasan Piker. He's not someone I've ever truly watched. I've heard clips of him from shows, but he is, I know he's relevant, right? He's obviously relevant, much bigger than we are in things. He's super relevant to a lot of the crazy leftists. He's a leftist favorite streamer, but he is significantly irrelevant in most parts of my life. So like, this is the most I have ever seen a Hasan. And it's like, I don't see his value. I really don't.
Even XQC picked up on this, and that man struggles to string together two sentences.
Hand over. About to press. Still moving. Now goes forward. I'm assuming probably has let's say a Steam Deck, right? Hand forward. Now that was his arm forward. Now his hand going forward.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm watching this. What are David and I doing wrong? Nate, caveat, what are we doing wrong? Like Hasan and XQC can get famous. I understand Papa Gundam. Papa Gundam is awesome. They can get a following. The fuck are we doing? Are we just not on here 24/7? Is that what we need to do? Do David and I need to quit our job? Do I need to put my family out on the street and just stream 24/7? Is that the key? Just being on all the time, and eventually enough people will be like, hey, they're always on. Let's watch them. Like, what the fuck?
Probably. See? A little bit more.
Go.
Bang. It would be in the next 3 frames.
Oh, this is cancerous. It's fucking terrible. What? Why? Who watched this?
Chat. The likeliness.
I might have wasted $5.
Chad, the likeliness of this being is like 98%.
I don't understand.
I'm not being weird. You see the arm movement, right?
You don't have to do it like this
Looking.
to discover this. And you don't have to do it on stream either.
No more arm movement now. A little bit more.
I wish
Tiny
Gundam
bit
had
more.
more fire coming up on
A little bit
video.
more. Now it stops now.
Caveat, thank you saying I got Joe Rogan talent. I appreciate that.
Guys, 99%.
I mean, Joe's going a little off kilter a little
Huge
with some of the
news
stuff
for the
he's been saying, but I
unemployed.
appreciate that.
Just stop.
But if not, I will take it all back
Jesus
because
Christ, what are you?
they would be weird to accuse me of something like that.
Hasan didn't bother to show the collar on stream, which was a really weird move because that's what you would do to go, that's not a shock collar. Look, this is the dog's collar.
first
Since
thing
he
you
didn't
should
do that, that led to everyone else starting to.
That's a great point by Gundam. That's the first thing you do, right? If this starts happening, the first thing you do is you have the same collar on your dog, right? On stream, and then you call her over and is like, hey, Kai, come. She comes, sits, shows that world she's not afraid of you. You then take collar off, which I'd struggle with because my dog Oreo fucking piddles all the time. So every time I go to put a collar on him or anything, which is why I taught him the parameters of my yard and he knows my yard, he doesn't run away. But anytime I go to put a collar on him, he piddles. I've had a curse of dogs that fucking piddle all the time. Every dog I have piddles everywhere. But I digress. But you bring her over, have her sit, show that she's a good dog, right? And then you go take the collar off and show it on video, the fucking thing that he's on all the time. You show it on video and say, hey, listen, this is exactly what I used. You could see in the other video, this is it, and show it, spin it around, put this all to bed. This would all be over. All of it, if that's exactly what he did. Let's keep going. Good point by Papa Gundam.
Hunt down the exact collar he was using. They were zooming in on past streams to match the make and model of the collar. It was like CSI Miami or something. Thousands upon thousands of posts surrounding.
I love the name, the Dogtra 280X1. Like that just sounds like it's fucking like heavy duty stuff. The Dogtra. That is the names that they come up with for some products.
This drama that clearly looks suspect to anyone that isn't a Hasanabi head, as they're called.
The memes float like wine.
Oh my God. I don't want to laugh, but it's terrible.
Blanco, speak!
Murder those the street. Let the streets soak in their capitalist bloods, dude.
What? How many times do I gotta tell you, don't leave your shoes here?
Shoes? I don't even walk.
That's not a good answer.
Oh my God.
Here's another old video showing that Hasan Piker had the collar so tight on the dog's neck it was actually choking her.
Ooh.
And now it's mainstream. I love her. I think her collar's too tight.
Well, it's here we can.
It's you have to be able to get 2 fingers, and I couldn't even get one. I think you're choking her.
Jesus Christ.
It's she has a lot of.
What's crazy is that's basic dog owner knowledge. That is basic knowledge. And and the thing is too, it's like that you should check when the coat starts to change, especially if it's starting to get cold, the coats get fluffier. And and my wife is better at this than me, granted. But every once in a while I'll touch my dog's collar, I'll take a finger under it too, and see where it's at. Do we have to loosen it? Do we have to tighten it? Basic dog owner knowledge Hasan seems to not even care to know. Animals don't stay the same size. They're living beings. They get bigger, they get smaller, they gain weight, they lose weight. So yeah, sometimes you will have to change the collar from when they're a puppy to as they grow up.
Neck meat.
By the way, did you know that the New York Times put out an article on Hasan Piker? He's so hot.
A progressive
you should pay
mind
attention
and
to
a
that,
MAGA
not this.
body.
In fact, let me read you some of that article, to cleanse your...
This has to be a Photoshop picture. It has to be. Because he has like fucking gorilla arms. Like they're gigantic. And I know Hasan Piker worked out. Like he used to be a potential like a manosphere bro guy. That was his first attempt at being famous online, was like this manosphere bro. So I know he works out. But like there's no way like that is... I'm not saying he's a small dude because like, like Nate said, big clumsy bodies and tiny little heads. That's where this comes from. But it's like, that is definitely enhanced. There is no way that his arms, unless that's a ridiculous angle, but he just looks like a fucking, like, He looks like he's so disproportionate. Why would you run that picture? Terrible picture.
Palette from all of this pointless drama.
Mr. Piker's success on cameras in some part has been aided by the fact that he is, by conventional standards, a very handsome man. He's 6'4". He's built like a professional athlete with a square jaw and a beard and a head of thick, luscious, dark hair. It's the one aspect that many of my haters can't shake, Mr. Piker said on his appearance in a Twitch broadcast last year. They can't turn around and be like, you're not hot.
That is the lamest thing that you can possibly say. That is like, you just like, he sniffs his own fucking farts. This is a guy that absolutely rubs his finger on his ass and then smells it. Like, he's that type of dude that just plays with his butthole and then sniffs it. Because he's just, you can't not do that if that's the type of shit that you'll say. Caveat size saying, I think could be the angle possibly, but it was a fucking terrible picture. Absolutely terrible picture. Have you seen him kick a bag? Not an outside athleticism. Yeah, I've heard. Like, here's the thing. I don't watch as much, but I did hear. And like, when you're kicking a bag or someone, if you know how to do it, that fucking thing sounds like a gun. It's a, like we've heard or seen Joe Rogan do it. We've seen other MMA guys. If you're 6'4" and built like a professional athlete, you should be able to fucking kick. Like, you should at least, like, if you're gonna go there and do it, you should know how to do it. Don't. Everyone puts everything on stream, even if they fail. I don't understand this.
Has this cult at least once a week.
His physique is the result of intense fitness routines that on a sunny morning in January involve repeated sets of squats with 275-pound barbells, Romanian deadlifts, and walking lunges.
Here's the thing I always fucking hate about all of this stuff. All of this stuff. Guys like Hasan Piker are celebrities. We fucking glaze them because they're like, oh, they're in good shape and they still look good. It's their only fucking job, okay? Like, Hasan Piker, what does Hasan Piker actually do, right? He streams for 6 to 8 hours a day, and then he does dick all the rest of the day. So, of course, real easy when you don't have any kids to worry about, when you have nothing to fucking pay for because you make a ton of money and you never had to worry about money anyway. And again, not trying to knock him for it because, you know, I don't believe in envy the rich. I think that's a lame thing, but this is just bringing up facts. The guy knows dick all about responsibility. So of course, when all you do is stream and then you have the rest of the day to yourself, you have nothing else to worry about nor care about, real fucking easy to be in great shape. And with the celebrities that have kids, they're wealthy, right? So their kids are doing whatever the fuck they want. They probably have a nanny or an au pair or someone to help them. Their whole entire goal is to be good looking. Their whole entire goal is to be in shape. So I hate, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is like, we talk about Jennifer Aniston, J-Lo and people like that. And it's like, oh, they look great. It's their only fucking job. Only job. Shakira's another one. Shakira's a fucking stone cold fox. Gorgeous, right? So her only job is to be hot and sing. That's it. That's it. So yeah, if half of your job is to be good looking, then working out's a priority. So I hate that. I hate this type of shit when they glaze people for something that they have the time to do when most people don't, when you're working and caring about other things.
What dude wrote this with a straight face? He gotta be gay as hell.
Horrifying animal cruelty caught on camera by Hasan. He activates her shock collar for a tiny step off of her bed. She cries in pain, poor baby. I always thought it was extremely bizarre that his young, energetic pup never took a step off her bed. That has to be the result of some brutally strict training.
Then the white women got.
So here's the thing that's, crazy too. He know dick all and all dicks, caveat ties, yes. But, it's crazy too. It's like, if Kaya was like a dog that like runs around the place on stream, like, so like, while most people will be like annoyed by the shock collar usage, even, if he used it and the dog yelped or whatever, at least he could turn around and just be like, Kaya won't, the dog's not fucking calming down. And people say, train your dog or whatever, blah, 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 right? What makes it worse is the dog took 2 steps, got shocked, yelped, and like sprinted back to his position. Like, that is the part that makes this, I think, even worse. It's not like the dog was being a bitch or was doing anything wrong. and was like uber energetic, not stopping, not listening. Because dogs have personalities too. They have their moments. We call them the zoomies, right? Dogs just go fucking crazy and they sprint around. And most normal humans and dog owners that love their dogs just kind of laugh and it's like, haha, you have the zoomies, and they let them run it out, right? Hasan Piker is not a normal dog person. He probably doesn't even like dogs. But at least if Kaya was like moving around the room constantly and Hasan's saying like, hey, go lay down, and then she doesn't lay down, and then he uses the collar, still wouldn't be good, but at least more of a reason than 2 steps off the bed, right? Let's keep going, Papa Gundam.
Involved.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
You know, Hasan, I always thought you were stillborn. This really eliminates all doubt. To force your dog to lie on a dog bed while you, for hours, stream to your little gaggle of internet freaks and then forcibly use a shock collar on your dog when she dares to get out of her bed, not even participate in an aggressive or bad or unruly behavior, simply to get up and move around, likely to fill a physiological need, mind you. I saw her licking her lips right before she got up. She was probably gonna go get some water. To use a fucking shock collar on your dog because she stands up is fucking insane, and you're a fucking freak. You are a fucking freak. I'm not just some random chick on the internet, okay? I actually know a little bit about this. I have fostered and cared for hundreds of dogs, many.
What's funny is too, is these same exact women who are flipping out like this chick, I guarantee was someone that would have looked at Hasan and been like, he's hot and he shares my values. But all it takes is fuck with dogs. Never, ever, ever fuck with dogs.
Of whom came to me with aggression issues, who left without it. And I am not a proponent of shock collars at all, to be abundantly clear, or e-collars as y'all try to rebrand them. Okay, not a fan. But even people who do use them in training would tell you that is not an appropriate use of a shock collar, and they have varying levels of intensity, which I know you know. So I find it incredibly freaky that you would immediately go to such an intense setting that it would elicit a yelp like that out of your dog. That is not normal behavior. If you fucking must, you could at least hit her with the vibrate, but something tells me that you use it so much that she is desensitized to those cues, so you have to use the more intense.
And that's another thing too, is all of those collars have vibrate function as well, right? So he doesn't have to go to shock. Now, and he'd have an excuse if the collar wasn't on a lot, but there's been sleuths that look and see that collar's on all the time. So, the first time you put a dog collar on, the first time in it, you're only going to use vibrate. The dog will have a reaction if they've never felt that, right? Because it's on their neck and it vibrates their neck and it'll scare them, right? But once they get used to it, they don't have that reaction. They'll like perk up, they'll listen. But if you're just using the vibrate, they'll listen, right? That shock collar fucking makes them yelp every single time. That electric makes them have a reaction every single time. And the fact that there are multiple videos of Kaya wearing this just goes to show that it's not vibrate. A dog does not react to that, to vibrate, if it's a tool that's been used to train them and it's been used over and over and over. Caveat to I saying, just ask John Mark. Don't fuck with his dog. He will come and murder you.
Setting.
But to be fair, Hasan fans were on the defense.
They care about dogs more than Palestinians.
Oh my God.
I know exactly what type of people they are.
The same fucking people, that rubber glue asshole right there, is the same person that you'll talk to and will look at you straight in the face and go, I hate people. I love animals so much more. Animals don't hate. Animals don't kill. Animals just love you unconditionally. I would pick animals and my dog and my cats and all the furries I know over every person. And then they go and post something like that. It's the same fucking person that would say that dumb shit.
I don't know. Somebody who isn't obsessed with foreign conflicts because they have a job in life and other people have to take care of, like an average adult that has to pay for their health insurance every month, and it's just increasingly more expensive.
The Palestinian defense was very common among his fan base. By the way, there was a ceasefire deal signed yesterday, but they seem to be ignoring it on Reddit because the Orange Man was involved and you can't give him any sort of praise.
White people legitimately value dogs over human lives without exaggeration. Even Zionist and fascists online who sneered at the death of millions of non-whites is seething about this.
Okay, the race card for Hasan.
Which is hilarious, right? Because to say that is to not pay attention, because there's been a whole sector of the right that has become fully anti-Israel and going as far to wanting the Palestinians to win the war before it was, over and before Trump got the historic ceasefire. So it just goes to show the fucking world that these people live in that isn't reality at all, because they're all retarded.
One of the whitest streamers I've ever seen in my life.
Hasan is very
Aiden
white.
Ross comes off as more of a minority than Hasan Piker. And once again, bringing up Palpatine. What does that have to do with this? Nothing. Nothing. Using a war to defend a privileged multi-millionaire streamer who drives a $250,000 Porsche.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Under any other circumstances, these people would hate Hasan. But for some reason, they champion him. It doesn't make sense. It's like lambs fighting for the life of a wolf.
She clipped her paw. It's very obvious. You
God,
are willfully dumber than a dog if you choose to believe this and care more about imagining the suffering of a single animal than millions of Indians. You guys really need to stop invoking Palestine every time someone you like gets criticized. It doesn't help. And it certainly doesn't help Palestine. It has nothing to do with the topic, and you're effectively using their suffering as a shield for bad behavior.
They all get the note and then they all follow it. That is what the leftists do. They get the note and then they all follow. It's what they do in the media. It's what they do online. And saying she clips her paw, like, what the fuck are they even watching?
This is why they hate Asmongold. He is actually willing to try and speak reason to these people. I don't. You can't reason with crazy. It's like having sympathy for the devil. You will get nowhere, but maybe a trip to hell.
Proof that Kyla scraped her paw and was not shocked.
Oh, and some other Hasan fan posted a birthday party that he threw for Kaya, but it was all filmed and turned into content.
I think that the party was more about Hasan having some PR than it was for the dog.
Absolutely.
Because Fluffy had a birthday on the 20th of September, believe it or not. I just didn't film it and put it online because I'm not trying to monetize every aspect of my life or socially engineer some sort of sympathy or connection to you.
He's a monster.
So, Hasan comes out the next day to prove his innocence and only incriminated himself further from the looks of things. The internet watched his video and went full Jason Bourne on it.
Okay. Which is funny because the next day, like I said, he has the tape over it with the collar off and showing it. And it's like, bitch, you could have just put that tape on there, number one. That's obvious. But number two, it's like, again, we have no idea if that's the actual collar. You claim it is. You could have multiple of the same exact collar. So it's like it all falls apart very quickly.
Now let's get a good look at you.
Hold it. Run that back.
Wait a minute. Go right. There, freeze that.
Full screen.
Okay, freeze that.
Tighten up on that way.
Vector in on that guy by the back.
It's crazy what the people on the internet do. But this
Hey
is why
Hasan, I
propaganda
found your
deserves
collar.
it.
Looks like an electric prongs are
Deserves
removed
all
on
the
your
people
collar
he
there.
has.
This is the reason you don't show the collar yesterday. We aren't your audience. We aren't stupid. Notice how the green light isn't on when he shows it today. That the green light is only on when it's armed with a removable contact points. You know the tape is fresh because there aren't any strands of dog hair stuck to the tape.
Anyone who has a dog with semi-long hair knows you can't touch your own shit without dog hair getting on it, especially tape or black pants.
Even I photoshopped the alleged shock collar on top of Hasan's collar. They kind of match up, dude. It's wild, bro.
I got you this time.
Hasan.
All on tape. Sexy prick.
Contrast boosted to show tape job to cover up backside. Serial number model tape. Oh, that's a good point. We can't see the serial number to match it to what it actually is. So the tape is a very odd choice. But listen, you need to remember that Hasan,
he's so hot. He's a progressive mind in a MAGA body. Hasan Piker pumps iron, likes weapons.
I love that it's a 7-minute read. You know how many words you have to fucking write for an article for it to be a 7-minute read? And listen, I'm a slow reader, so maybe I'm just a retard. But that's a pretty long article about just a fucking weirdo.
And wears pearls. His brand of masculinity has been a useful vehicle for his politics.
He's sexy without knowing he's sexy, and that's really sexy.
I do think Hasan shocked the dog. I don't really know how you could say he didn't shock the dog at this point.
Of course he did.
I don't know what other answer you could possibly give besides he shocked the dog. I will say this, though. I think it's interesting that a lot of streamers out there are not saying a single word about this entire thing and not talking about it, when I know damn well that if it was me or someone else, they would be tweeting about it nonstop, saying that I should be banned or other streamers should be banned.
Oh god, XQC's back. Oh Jesus.
Nope. Nope. No. 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 It doesn't. It doesn't blink. It doesn't blink on the reverse. That's it. That at least, regardless what you say, it doesn't matter what you say. That at least shows a level of tampering between one VOD to the other. That's irrefutable proof that regardless of what you think, it's irrelevant. That at least shows a degree of tampering from one day to the other.
Gundam, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, Gundam?
The code was either removed or altered because it blinks on the left side on his hand, but on the right on the dog because it was interchanged or moved. And that's debunked.
Guys. Guys. You can see the round bump under the tape. Yeah.
Closely match the ET300 Mini Educator.
So crazy.
Half-mile remote e-collar, which does have shock prongs. It seems to match in shape, in the positioning of the charging port.
Now, the funny part is there are a lot of dog collars that almost look exactly the same. There's a general model for how the dog collar looks for these shock collars, vibrate collars. So it's crazy that the people are going and going, this is it, this is it, this is it. Now, they're probably right? Because the internet's undefeated. But I do want to say that so many dog collars look exactly the same. I'm not trying to defend this on, but to have some of these streamers going, this is it, this is the exact one, they're matchers, and they all look very similar. A lot of them do.
In the texture of the plastic, unlike
I love the use of paint.
This one with the much more curvy light than the one Hasan has. This one, which is vibrate only, also has its charging point on the side.
Yeah.
The one Hasan has the charging point in the middle, much like the shocking version, where the prongs that could deliver the shock are simply removable. You can just remove them. Or apparently, maybe, plausibly, ostensibly, cover them with black tape.
Streamers started reacting to all of this as evidence mounted. People who threw their support in for Hasan that had a following started deleting posts, except for his hardcore fans. They just called people who said Hasan zapped the dog a fascist, Zionist, you know, the usual nuttiness.
No, it wasn't confirmed Hill Kid. It was confirmed that it was a vibration collar, or that the dog had a vibration collar, not even that he used it.
Oh yes, I have seen the Kaya stuff, and let me tell you, Kaya is, well, first of all, the clip did look horrible. The most well-trained and best little baby or big baby that I have ever been around.
Oh my god!
That I have ever seen. It's kind of crazy. You would think that this kind of outrage, we would have seen it towards like the genocide and stuff, but. You know, this
lame. They only
priorities in this world are not where they should be.
Logan to the test. Don't hold back. Don't fall short. Don't stand up or show support for what's real or fair or true. You really don't care, girl, now do you?
Not one bit.
The people against Hasan at least have some measure of research, you know, right? Some type of evidence, even if it's circumstantial. And the people that support him just go right to name calling and screaming about genocide, dude. What is this? Even if it isn't a shock collar, this dude makes his dog sit like a prop in the corner of the room for hours on end during every live stream. There's no way he walks from this looking good, unless you were to read an article about Hasan's hot body.
Fucking great. David chiming in. Hi, Dave. One day I'll show you the fall of iDubbbz. I mean, that might be... I know you said you were potentially looking to do that to me next. So I guess in 2 weeks we'll maybe find out about that. That was the perfect still shot right here.
Hasan started posting photos of himself with the dog on Instagram like it was a big goof. Because to him, it is. Nothing is going to ever happen to him. Twitch isn't going to ban him.
What's the thing? You know, like Gundam saying like, you know... that, you know, people that are against this have some research while the other ones are just name calling. They have no principles. They have no priorities. They only know attack, and stay on message. That's all they know. Attack and stay on message. So when anything gets thrown out here that makes them have to try and be like a human being, they can't fucking do it. They don't know how. They don't have it in them to know how. Like you heard her like, it looked bad, but I wish these people had at least a modicum of it for a genocide. And it's like, she doesn't know how to actually be a human and how to actually fucking react to something. So to her, it's like, oh, I need to just go back and deflect to what I know. Deflect to what I know. It's like, fuck these people, man.
Isn't even going to get any real backlash from this.
No.
Do you think MSM will change their views on you after this? I feel like you were doing good, making waves in MSM lately. No. If you notice, if you noticed a lot of the outlets that have covered this or attempted to cover this without any sort of consideration for defamation or whatsoever, it's been Fox News, New York Post, shit like that.
Crazy part is the dog is back there again. This asshole is using his dog as a prop again. You're telling me that in his whole fucking house, there is nobody else that can watch this dog, that this dog has to stay in his room, that it's such a fucking terror that it's not allowed to leave. Guys, I don't watch his stream, so I don't fucking know. But does he stop in the middle of any of his streams to be like, hey, I'm going to go take a quick break. Kaya's got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to take a walk here. Let's go make sure she's taken care of. Does that even happen? Or does he just keep going and fuck the dog? Dog's got to be there. I don't know. Anyone that's ever watched any of his streams, does he ever take a break? And a specific break, not a break I have to take a break. Hasan, myself, I need to go do something. Does he ever take a break and is I'm going to go walk the dog because the dog needs to go to the bathroom because it's been sitting here for fucking hours? I don't know. I have no clue.
And it's also so objectively untrue that it doesn't really matter.
In fact, he's going to benefit from it. So what can you do, right? It's the game. This is what it is now. Any attention is currency. But if this was anyone else, they would have been banned for life. Oh, by the way, live stream fails. They blocked any and all mentioning of Hasan Piker and the dog. So don't even go there.
LFS Mod Team has reportedly banned the word Hasan in their subreddit and have not been allowing any posts with his name go through.
Lame.
So users have found a way around it for now by using titles like LA-based streamer, famous streamer, etc. in place of his name.
Moist Critical came out and he was not in support of Hasan Piker, which was an unforgivable sin.
And instead of doing what I think most people, not even just streamers, just normal people would do, of showing, no, look, it's not a shock collar, obviously I didn't shock my dog, he instead just brushes it off saying, nope, it's not a shock collar, you're stupid for thinking that it is.
And for someone like Moist Critical to come out and say this, who Moist Critical is the most milquetoast individual on the planet, for his name having critical in it, he's not critical of anything. He just fucking is milquetoast as can be. So when Moist Critical comes out and says something, then that, for him to have enough balls to pick a side on anything, then it has to be at least semi-legit.
And that's the attitude that his community had as well. Oh, you must have psychosis if you think it's a shock collar. Which I think is a little odd because it's the easiest thing in the world to prove, right? You have all these people saying this shit, it's not true. Well, it takes actually 3 seconds just to unclip that collar and just show hey guys, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here. This is not a shock collar.
What I said.
Look, here's what it is, and then explain it. I feel even a non-streamer, a complete normie, average Joe Schmo, if you went to their house and saw that happen, or hey, did you just shock that dog? They'd be oh my god, no, this is clearly a misunderstanding. No, that's not what happened. I feel most people would be very quick to show you and prove that it's not a shock collar because it's so quick and so easy to do. And the fact that he doesn't is odd. It is very peculiar.
Yep.
Instead, 100%. It was kind of brushed off as you've got to be fucking stupid to think that,
of course,
Hasan would shock his dog on stream, and he just kind of propped it up as
which is the crazy part, because it's such a nice guy. A guy that talked about killing his political enemies. A guy that says that the people that died in 9/11 deserved it. The guy that said that October 7th was all fucking fine. That swell, awesome, upstanding guy would never hurt his dog. Ever, ever, ever. Caveat I saying he wears a diaper so he doesn't have to leave stream to use the bathroom. I wouldn't be surprised if he has Depends. And if that's the case, that makes it worse. It makes it worse. Dave popping in saying wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Caveat I saying he streams while he streams. Let's keep going. Let's get through Moist Critical here.
The only people that would believe this are bad people in the first place, or grifters, this kind of thing. And I just find that to just be so disingenuous because most people are going to see this, and it looks like you shock your dog.
Yep.
Given how annoyed you are with the dog, and right before she yelps out in pain, you roll your eyes, you look at something off screen, you clearly are like, you are reaching off screen, that is very clear, and then the dog yelps while you were still annoyed, and then instead of doing like what I feel like most dog owners would do, would like check to see like, is everything all right? Why'd she just yelp in pain? Instead of doing that, calling her a baby and then mentioning how spoiled she is about roaming the house, like that doesn't compute.
Unfortunately, the Hasanabi heads attacked immediately.
I said in a comment a couple days ago, he just follows the side of popular public opinion. He's a spineless fool. Charlie felt that he accumulated a small amount of goodwill from the left because of his anti-Israel video, so he immediately had to follow up with an anti-Hasan video to squash that misunderstanding. It must be exhausting balancing on top of that fence with his bony ass.
It's crazy too to like see like leftists going crazy. Like most critical is not like he's, again, he is a fence sitter. That is what he is. But it's like I don't think he tried. Like I think he tries to pander to the left much more than the right, much more. Dave saying Ralph did have piss bottles. You could hear him knock over. That's fucking gross. Fucking goddamn it, Ethan Ralph.
Yes, I know. Speaking of asses, Hasan has an amazing one.
Mentions this, but not the serial harassment podcast. Come on now.
I think that's Ethan Klein's podcast, H3H3. There's a whole drama going on. I don't care.
It's a running trend amongst these apolitical drama farmers. Ludwig also managed to cover...
You know the dumbass right there with the Free Palestine fucking flag there.
Creator Clash being forced to shut down without highlighting the H3 harassment campaign. Pretty disappointed in this video from Charlie. This is 100% Charlie giving chump to the Sharks after speaking out against the IDF.
Good lord, everything. Bro, what is it? Everything.
Once again, if you...
I want, like, and the thing is, I wonder, are they going to continue to go Free Palestine now that it seems like the war's over and Hamas apparently is going to leave and the Palestinian people will actually have a chance? No, they don't want to talk about that. Free Palestine, bro.
You criticize Hasan Piker. That's the equivalent of being fine with genocide, basically, for these people. Hasan felt Moist should have spoken to him directly, behind the scenes. Like he's the goddamn godfather, which pissed him off. I don't know if I'll play all the clips, but Asmongold speaked about it.
Wellington. Brisbane.
Off. That's the reason why I'm annoyed. He could just like unironically reach out and be like, hey, what's going on here?
I think that him saying that is actually kind of bad. And let me explain the reason why I think it's bad to say that. Because it presupposes that all of the articles and things that are written about you, that there could potentially be back channeling and conversations about them that are not made evident to the public.
Of course there is.
A lot of people criticize and, like bring up the fact that Hasan gets a lot of positive articles.
Here's the thing. All these leftists get that, right? The leftist media tries to frame them in the best light possible. They always have, they always do. So would it be surprising that someone who is their darling in the streaming side, someone that they look towards, right? Because they're always asking like, where's our Joe Rogan? Where's our Joe Rogan? Blah, blah, which they had Joe Rogan until they lost him. And he's kind of slowly slithering back over there a little bit. But where's our Joe Rogan? Where's our Joe Rogan? It's like Hasan Piker is the closest thing they have to potentially being that in terms of like being in like the online space. So of course they're going to go and want to make sure that everything is good for him when they're doing articles or Access Media is talking about him or anything like that. Or, fuck the Access Media, leftist media, not Access, leftist media, when the leftist media is talking about them. So absolutely, he is used to getting all the questions in advance. He is used to being able to say, hey, I don't want that part in, take that out. He's definitely getting articles sent to him to approve before they are written. If you don't think that's true, then you're out of your fucking mind.
Written about him in a way that, they think that the articles are misleading or inaccurate or incomplete. I think that by him saying that, it will draw the conclusion and cast doubt on the people that give him any sort of positive publicity, because now they're going to think to themselves, oh, well, what if he's just talking to them like he was hoping Charlie would talk to him? Do you see kind of what I'm saying here?
It's true.
Like,
exactly
and also, like, and here's another component to this as well, is that Charlie, let's say that Charlie does reach out to Hasan and Hasan says it isn't real, it's not what happened. Why would Charlie listen to Hasan rather than what he saw? What additional information could Hasan?
Well, I feel like Hasan, and Asmongold knows this too. What Hasan is basically implying there is he needs to run this by me before he says anything. Because I am Hasan Piker and I need to know if one of the other major people in my space are going to cause me any more negative grief. He wants to be in the know when it comes to this so he can have an attack factor. That's it. Just so he's ahead of things. It's not necessarily he can even do anything. It's one of those things like you just want to know when something's about to happen. That's it. That's all this is.
Hasan provide Charlie? And also, if there is information that Hasan would only provide Charlie, but not the public, why is that? What would that even possibly be?
Come on, Asmon. All those articles are so bought and paid for, my dude.
Yes,
every one of the
100%.
articles that talks about Hasan always has like this one segment about how he's so sexy. I didn't bother getting the article that talked about sweat glistening off of his chest hair.
Jesus.
It was like a man's novel, dude. I'm 100% sure that Hasan Piker is like Dennis Reynolds.
Hasan Piker, an erotic streak.
This video could easily go on for an hour or more if I dug through all of the bullshit. But there's just too much of it, and I want to go outside. So to summarize all of this, there are three groups of people in the subject. One, the Hasanabi heads. They call everyone a fascist and scream about genocide if you say anything negative about Hasan Piker, and they will also call you a something like that. Two, the people that are fed up with Hasan getting away with so many past transgressions,
all the rest of us,
that led to other people getting banned for life for so much less. And they just want to see him fall at least once for doing something shitty. And lastly, the third group of people who don't give a damn about any of this and have no interest in it, and they're sick of it being on their timeline. If that's you, I apologize. Ultimately, it's up for you to decide if Hasan Piker is guilty or not. It doesn't really matter because nothing will come of it. I just hope that the furball is okay, because he seems like such a nice dog with a sad little face. The poor thing is in a gilded cage sleeping on a golden cot with an insane narcissistic asshole as an owner. Oh well, zap to the extreme, I guess.
Dog abuse in general. That's part of the reason why so many trainers have come out and been like, you guys are wrong. Like, shock collars are not like tasing the dog. It's like a TENS machine. I have literally shocked myself in the past.
The guy is such a piece of shit. Obviously I want to thank Papa Gundam for doing the work there. And it's just to run down that is insane. But, like Gundam said, there is a lot to cover. And of course, David would not be happy if he would just leave me with just it's a Gundam article. So he happened to send me more things for us to talk about with this whole situation, because we are going to go a little bit deeper in the Hasan stuff, in terms of what other people have said, on X and things like that. Maybe some posts that weren't in It's a Gundam's video there. So let's jump on in here and come back. And David, remind me later, like an idiot, I didn't put Gundam's video link in there. So remind me to put it in there, so I can make sure that It's a Gundam gets his due over there. But let's go over here. So we have some posts, some X posts that talking about this whole situation. So Tectone over here coming in. Let's read what he had to say. There are now 7 videos of Hasan electrocuting his dog leaked in the past 24 hours. Same movement, same emotion, same reaction, every single clip. More will surface soon as well. The man is using his dog as a prop for 6 to 8 hours a day. Just to seem more human, to seem more relatable, he is willing to severely reduce the dog's quality of life. Everything he does is for optics. He goes live, looks his audience in the eye and lies because he knows they're too stupid to call him out. He gets his pussy ass content creators and even his girlfriend to cover his ass at every turn. Even Twitch itself runs defense for his piece of shit. This is their hero. So let's go through the clips that Tectone has here.
Of all of America's much more consequential violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
That's the original one that we're looking at here, the one that's caused all this controversy.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
You're
being such a baby.
She yelps and she goes right back.
It's just, You're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom.
She's spoiled.
No, she doesn't want to come over here to see what's up. She just wants to fucking roam the house because she got to roam the house when I was gone. And she needs to literally have the same structured, regimented.
He's so mad at her for moving, which is crazy.
I think that clip went to Trump's big baby desk immediately.
So it's like when you look at it, she got to roam the house while I was gone, and now she can't fucking roam for 6 to 8 hours. That is not structure. That's abuse, y'all. Let's go to this next clip. So here's another clip here.
A commemorative mug I got from England. Commemorative mug I got from England specifically for a commemorative mug I got
so right here
from
let's say
England.
She gets up.
Commemorative mug I got from England specifically.
It looks
for
like he does reach
a commemorative
again.
mug I got
Looks
from
like he reaches because
England.
she's not in place. Does something. Kaya perks up.
Commemorative mug
That's
I
another
got
one that
from
we're seeing.
England. Absolute garbage. Did you compare this to the Japanese airport
roaming.
experience? Yeah, the Japanese airport experience is like everything works. Everything works. Everything is fast. Kaya's
place.
Grabs the thing.
Yep.
Get back there. What is this?
He's definitely using.
Don't worry. I mean that's 100%, right?
Yeah, 100% using that, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
This one's kind of hard because it's like she's not in frame, you know. So
she's not yelping clearly.
Maybe her being in frame is like a new thing. I just don't really. Oh, there you go. Now she's in frame.
All
He
depends on the
adjusted
angle.
his position to put her in frame. Now this is useful information.
Okay, I'm gonna go next one.
Motherfucker, come here.
Pulling her by her tail.
Pulling a stay. If you run right now, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I'll actually kill you, okay? In front of everyone. Stay.
Stay. If you run right now, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I'll actually kill you, okay? In front of everyone.
Here. Hey. Motherfucker, come here.
See, that's the fuck up.
Stay.
Pulling a dog
No,
by
come
its
here.
tail, that hurts a dog. That hurts a dog terribly. Pulling a dog by its tail is always the fucking worst. Caveat Ty saying more your movie sucks. No caveat. Bad. David saying funny enough, pretty sure more your movie sucks stuff happened, but I didn't put any of that in tonight. Bad, David. I don't want to watch more of that. We got to move on to greener pastures, caveat. Let's keep on seeing this piece of shit abuse his dog. I think those were the 4 clips that we have here. So that's this one over here by Tectone, giving us more about Hasan being a piece of shit. Let's go on to the next thing David sent me, because David hates me. Antonio Chavez, hashtag save Dexter original sin. I guess they're original sin fan. Yet another clip has resurfaced of Hasan using a shock collar on his dog Kaya. Here you can hear when he clicks the controller to activate the collar and instantly see how Kaya reacts in the shock. So let's full screen this and let's see how Kaya reacts.
My niece said they all say gay now and the R word. I'm shook. Wait, what do you mean? That's never stopped. That was the case when we were young too. Hey, out. Place. Kaya, place.
Ooh, you heard the
Go. Go. No, place. Enough of this madness. Look, people have never stopped saying gay and R word. It went away, then it came back.
Absolutely. It's
really, it went away. My niece said they all say.
So definitely used it there. You could see it. And here's the thing. It's like, listen, he uses the dog, as a fucking shot, as a prop and stuff like that. David saying that is the dog he had before Kaya that he's pulling the tail. So he's such a fucking asshole. He abuses all dogs. Caveat ties yelping. You hit my shock collar. Caveat, don't make this weird, okay? Don't make this weird. But, I don't mind someone training a dog, right? He wants a dog to go sit down, place. The 6 to 8 hours a day is abuse, no breaks. I get that. But, he's not a good trainer. Like if you have to use a shock collar like that, like I get, there's some cases where if you're trying to teach a dog the area, you don't have a fence, you want to use it, or even if it's just a very, very, very unruly, hard to train dog, and you potentially want to curtail some extreme behaviors, and you have it set on a level that is not going to hurt the dog, right? There's a difference. But to just use it because your commands aren't good enough, because you're not a good enough trainer to get your dog to listen, that's on you being a shitty trainer, and you probably shouldn't have a dog. So that was that one. Let's go to the next one Dave over here sends me. Hasan Piker notices shock dog collar remote on his stream. This is one I've heard about that he moves it. So let's see what happens here.
I'm gonna put the Y shot. Okay, I'm gonna turn this back. Boom.
Yes, again.
Hi, Jack.
Yep. Look at that piece of shit. So the collar was clearly there.
No.
Think about going outside.
Last but not least, thank you all for joining us on this wonderful, wonderful Christmas.
Now Hasan will sing his favorite Christmas song.
Yeah. We'll be having a wonderful Christmas time. Right? Is that the right one? There it is. Kaya, please just fucking go.
How are
I'm
you
gonna put the Y shot.
at all?
Boom.
So yeah, there it is. Clearly the collar. Yeah, no. That's clearly that. So Dave, you did some good internet sleuthing over here. I appreciate it. Then we have this one by Yeet. This unearthed clip of Hasan saying he trained Kaya to sit for hours and hours on end is going viral on LSF. I forget what the name is. Live stream fails. She has a leash on right now and on the elevated bed, so she can't like really get off of it. She now knows to sit in place for hours and hours on end. So let's see his asshole admit to being abusive.
And also, one of the parts of this training is also supposed to put her, like, we're using the elevated bed, as you guys can see. And one of the things with the elevated bed is that she has a leash on right now on the elevated bed, so she can't like really get off of it. So she now knows to sit in place for hours and hours on end. And also one.
Here's the thing. It's not unnecessary and unheard of to maybe have a dog when you're not home or something, when you're training your animal to have to sit at home. That's normal, right? The dogs don't roam too much. To force your animal to stay in a small space where it can't roam at all for hours and hours on end, and for no seeming particular reason, right? The only excuse that he's given is that she roams. She's not destructive. She's not, I don't hear that, it's not like he's saying like, oh, she can't control herself. She pisses and shits everywhere. She eats everything. None of that. None of that. It's not like there's an actual reason why the dog needs to stay there hours and hours on end. Like if he was at least providing us with something outside of the fact that she roams, I'm fucking sorry. The dog roams around its house. That should be okay. If the dog's not doing anything, that should be okay. God, this guy's a bigger asshole. So we're going to go back to this one on Tectone. He's saying 9th clip resurfaced. Same pattern behavior. Hey, Hasan, quick question. Why must you reach to the same spot off the camera on your table when you give the place command? What's underneath the monitor? What you grabbing? Why's Kaya listen so much when you reach there? Sure, would love some answers. Let's, I think, is this the same one we saw before?
My niece said they all
Yeah,
say
it's the same one about, yep, he does the same thing. He reaches, but that's just Tectone, coming at him more again. And now we have Ben Shapiro's biceps. I'm going to share this one. Hasan Piker 100% used a shock collar on his dog Kaya. Screenshots from his Christmas stream where it was briefly in view until he moved the monitor. So this is the internet sleuthing. Again, I can't confirm or deny this, y'all. I always find this stuff to be funny. It looks similar. It looks very similar. It looks like that could be an exact match. Yes. I don't know if it's an exact match. It's a blurry thing. I want to believe it because I think he's a piece of shit. But I don't know if that's the exact match. I do know he moved it off. I do know it looks fishy. It does seem like he shocked his dog, but it is always interesting to see when people go super hard on something like that. That's blurry as shit. You can't actually tell. And like I said, from being a dog owner, there were a lot of collars, there were a lot of things shaped in similar ways. I'm not denying that he shocked her, but at the same time, I don't know if that's the exact one. Coming back with some more tech tone. The many lies of Hasan Piker. Let's hear Hasan be a piece of shit. This is just a Hasan is a piece of shit stream.
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it.
So it's funny too, because in that one, Kaya's not in the picture. He doesn't have Kaya in the back there. So what the fuck?
So you're telling me there should be a white serial number that doesn't have a protruding, so it would be indented with some serial number or some sticker on the inside, right? But in the one shown on a song stream, which is the same one, it has nothing. Why? Tape.
Guys, you can see the round bump under the tape.
Yeah, Chet, my dog does go to the same trainer as Hasan, but he asked me if I wanted to use an e-collar, and I said no.
How do you associate?
Which is funny because e-collar is now just named for shock collar. They're saying e-collar, it's a shock collar. Electric collar, shock collar, making it try and sound nicer than it is.
Yourself with this man. How do you support this man? Why shot?
I got. This is the remote for the vibrating gate, I swear. Why does he move this one specific thing out of the frame? It must be the Jews.
Now, he does nothing but move it out of frame. You know, the kids say 4K, they say. 16K, they say.
He just looks at her. She knows, bro. It's so over.
I do think Hasan shocked the dog. I don't really know how you could say he didn't shock the dog at this point.
I think her collar's too tight. You have to be able to get 2 fingers, and I couldn't even get 1. I think you're choking her.
There's a lot of neck meat.
First he said the paw got stuck. Then he said he was reaching for his in. Then he said she wasn't wearing a collar. Then he says it's a vibration collar. Then he made the argument.
I recognize that chick. She's on the one that was she's on commercials for Pluto TV. She has a terrible podcast. Her and another chick, and they're just fucking stupid. I don't know I forget the name of the podcast, but I don't know what she's famous for. I think she was something in politics, but she's a dumbass. Even though she helped Kaya, she's an absolute dumbass of a human herself.
That electric collars are actually okay even if I was using one. Then he says the dog is spoiled. He said it's Israeli propaganda. And finally, where we're at now is that it's the gate.
Many times I've never seen a shock.
Why are you talking like this is a legal document?
Hey, I've never seen
happened
a
in
zap.
my presence. When I'm not around, he's probably shocking the fuck out of her. A commemorative mug I got from England.
As more clips come out, they're holding strong. That's a defense that not even money can buy, but clout though.
Yep. I looked at the collar. The collar is taped off.
The collar's taped off, taped off, taped off.
This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it.
The thing is, are we surprised that Hasan is lying? Hasan's a compulsive liar, right? That's just what he is. Hasan lies about everything. He's a piece of shit. I've said that many times. But, you know, this is what leftists and communists do. They lie, and then they get their cohorts to believe the lies, and then they have them and they sick them after you. But now I want to get to something really serious, because this is a serious, not funny thing at all that I'm about to get to. The meme from Dan Can Tweet. The scene from Metal Gear Solid where Revolver Chocolat tortures you and you have to resist moving from place. I mean, the memes are funny. The poor puppy. But the memes are funny. That is a good meme. Dave, thank you for that meme. But then, not because he's not done, Tectone is back. Another Hasan leak. Quote, I don't give a shit if they buy Kaya. It's hilarious when she's afraid. So let's see what the fuck's going on here.
I don't know if putting them in a confined space like this together is a good idea, but we're about to see very quickly. She will most likely recognize. She will very quickly learn that that's probably a mistake. Because if she keeps pushing Fiona, Fiona is going to bite. Oh, there we go. Good job.
So the thing is, you want dogs to learn pecking order, right? You do want that. You want dogs to learn pecking order. You want them to learn who's the alpha, who isn't, everything. Oh, I just noticed I'm on over Hasan's face. Good. Fuck that guy. But if they don't get along, if you know this, and obviously Kaya's a puppy, they're not even full grown. You don't put them in a confined space like that if there's a chance of danger. You let them roam, you let them figure it out. But if there's a chance of actual danger for your puppy, that's not the way you figure it out. You don't force it like that. That doesn't, if you have them in a backyard and they're running around and Kaya's being a pain in the ass to Fiona and Fiona has to put her in her place, that's different. Putting them in a situation like that where confrontation is unavoidable is 100% wrong.
Fiona. You fucking tell her. One thing I will tell you, I've seen her. Kaya is really funny when she's scared. Being scared, but it gives me anxiety. Maybe it's me. No, I want her to bite her. What do you mean? That they had to chop it?
Like, that is just mean to do to your puppy. Right there, that's not right.
Fiona wants out. She's not getting out, though. Fiona snaps at her. She'll just go, ah, 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 and like run away. Run away like a fucking goofball crying. It's the fun.
Can animal control get on this guy? This guy shouldn't have animals anywhere near him. Caveat ties. How do you know Hasan is lying? His lips are moving. Yes. Yes. That was that terrible Meghan Trainor song. You know you lie. Your lips are moving. Because Meghan Trainor sucks. But, this guy's such a garbage can.
Funniest thing on the fucking planet. Oh, Fiona, stay in there. She needs to learn. See?
This is just setting them up for a
She
fight.
wants out.
Like, this is the worst thing to do to two animals that obviously don't want to be there with each other.
See?
The wind, children.
Did you see that? I want you guys to see what happens when she actually gets scared. It's so fucking funny.
Like, this is, this is David torturing me in a way, because I knew Hasan was a piece of shit. I knew it, but it's like, I like dogs. I don't want to see this happen to a puppy. We only got a few more things to get through before we're out of here. David's torturing me, but he's also giving me some great memes. And this is from Livestream Fails Meme of the Day, Turkish Taser. Obviously from Courage, a Cowardly Dog, which is fan-fucking-tastic. Stupid dog, you made me look bad on stream. Ooga booga booga. If you don't know what Courage is, then you're out of your mind. I did see the honorable mention of the day here. Is the that one's good. That one's good. I actually like that one better. I'm not gonna like that one better in Courage. I do, which is blasphemy, but still, that one's good too. That one's really good. So we saw Ethan Klein go through it before, but this is actually Ethan doing it on his stream. Going quickly over the 8 excuses Hasan has used. So without all the music and stuff in the back, let's hear what Ethan had to say.
So this is all of his excuses so far in this order. First, he said the paw got stuck.
Yeah.
Then he said he was reaching for his in.
That's 2.
Then he said she wasn't wearing a collar.
That's 3.
Then he says it's a vibration collar.
4.
Then he made the argument that electric collars are actually okay even if I was using one.
5.
Then he says the dog is spoiled. He said it's Israeli propaganda.
7.
And finally, where we're at now is that it's the gate. It was the gate. So we have explored a total of 8 possible excuses. So this is all.
It's like, it's so all-time bad. Nate saying the Vic one is so good. I like the Vic one better than the Courage one. I think the Vic one, just because I love when people just superimpose like faces and make them obviously terrible. Because that's one of my, that's that's very, very internet. David, get out of here. All right. So last thing we are going to do before we get out of here, we are going to enjoy this fun clip from Freedom Tunes. Obviously, Seamus Coglin over there, Freedom Tunes, doing some awesome fucking work. And please go support Seamus and Freedom Tunes, a group over there. They are letting out a pilot. They are going to do a show called Twisted Plots, where they are animating it. They are working on it. Please go support them. If you donate at all, you will get to see the pilot for free. Well, not free, but you will get to see the pilot before anybody else. It's 25 minutes long. We need to work harder as conservatives and on the right as supporting when good stuff like this is good. When Seamus does good things over at Freedom Tunes and that crew. When G Prime does good things. When the G&G guys work their asses off with Ripa and stuff like that, doing good stuff. We need to support it. So if you have the disposable income, go to Twisted Plots. I think you can go to twistedplots.com or something. It's something there where you can donate and then you can see the pilot. So absolutely go support. But let's see what Seamus got right here. We're gonna watch this, have some fun. Freedom Tunes.
We need to put the plan into motion, guys. Full communist revolutionary takeover. Every single enemy of the revolution needs to be murdered. Come on. Oh, you got the streets will run red with the blood of the fascist right.
Which is crazy. I can even though Seamus is good at voices, you can clearly hear it's hilarious to hear Seamus doing a bad Hasan.
Wingers, come on! In Minecraft. And by in Minecraft, I of course mean in real life. I'm dead serious! Full-blown genocide is what's needed. In Minecraft, of course, but especially in real life, which is what I'm actually talking about. Anyone who disagrees with you. Yes! Anyone who disagrees with you about anything, come on! Use children strap a bomb to a kid, send them on a play date at a conservative kid's house, boom! In Minecraft, but actually in real life. You know what we need to do to win the revolution? We need to violate Twitch's terms of service. We need to spend every day violating Twitch's terms of service harder and harder. I love inciting violence against the law. In Minecraft... Disobedience warning! Canine crap outside of quarantine zone! Kaya, come on! Don't disrupt my stream, you stupid, worthless infidel dog! Can you believe this dog attacked me, chat? So incredibly spoiled. Wait, no, it's not a shock collar. It mostly doesn't electrocute him. What are you guys talking about? It's not a shock collar. This is a normal collar. It's got a device on it that pacifies the dog in Minecraft. You think we're gonna win the revolution without electrocuting any dogs? Twitch didn't do anything. YouTube has my back. No one cares about some disobedient capitalist dog. Come on.
You're safe now, Kaya. Now, lead us into an animal cruelty-free tomorrow as our governor.
Hey everybody, we're making a full-length animated show. If you want to help us get it done, please support our GoFundMe at twistedplots.com. That's twistedplots.com. If you support it, you'll get access to our full 25-minute long pilot episode. Thank you.
So, like I said, everyone absolutely go support twistedplots.com because and go support Seamus, what he's doing. If you're not following and subscribing to Freedom Tunes, like David's an asshole right here. I'm going to do it for him. But yes, I'm using David's premium so we don't have the commercials, everybody. See, I think of all of you. But if you're not already following and subscribed to Freedom Tunes, go do that because Seamus and his team pump out a short a week and they're always fucking hilarious. They're current events. They're really good stuff. He's incredibly talented, really funny. And on top of that, Twisted Plots is going to be good because Seamus understands that even though he's, very much a devout Catholic, he understands comedy. He understands how to do it. And he's someone that is really good on that stuff. So go support Seamus and what he's doing over there with Freedom Tunes and also with Twisted Plots. But also, let's support getting Hasan the fuck off the internet, okay? I don't care about the cancer culture. No, we don't believe it. Yes, I believe in it for people like him. Hasan Piker is a piece of shit. He is an animal abuser. He calls for the actual murders and killings of people. That is not protected speech. That's not freedom of speech. That's not hate speech. That is violent speech, inciting violent. And no, he's not someone that needs the benefit of the doubt and should get it. So what have we learned today, people? We've learned that Everyone could do the work. We're going to be able to point to all the times Hasan Piker is awful. And like Seamus joked around there, completely and habitually tramples all over Twitch's terms of service, is the worst there, an abuser in terms of that way. And unfortunately, like It's a Gundam said at the end of his episode over there, his end of his video, nothing's going to happen to Hasan Piker. He is going to continue to be the most popular streamer on Twitch. In about a week, most people are going to forget about this. We'll keep talking about it. We'll make fun of him for it, right? Like, we'll poke fun of him, but we will eventually just come down to the reality that Hasan Piker is an untouchable person because he's on the left. He can say what he wants. It doesn't matter how vitriolic it is. He never has to tone down the rhetoric, right? The rhetoric needs to be toned down by us. And AKA what they mean by tone down the rhetoric on the right is stop defending yourselves. Stop talking back. Stop sharing your views. We liked it much better during the 90s and during the early 2000s and all the 2000s into most of the 2010s, when you Republicans and conservatives just kept quiet. When none of you admitted to liking and listening to Rush Limbaugh. When none of you pushed back against what was politically correct. When you made it okay to make fun of rich white dudes that were probably Republicans. When you never had the back of the church when they were pushing back against heinous shit. When you always just wanted to fit in and not get chastised in public. That's what they want. That's what they mean by tone down the rhetoric. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The biggest change that Donald Trump did was not policy-wise. It wasn't even changing of the philosophies in the party, which he has, right? It was giving conservatives and people on the right the ability to speak out and to be themselves. You have psychos like me who never gave a shit and always just was a conservative and would debate anybody, did not care. I liked that. I like politics and I like to be informed. So even when when I didn't know about something, it is what it was. But for the most part, I like to be informed and I did my best and I would debate. I was always an open conservative, but I knew so many people that wouldn't do it because they didn't want to face the backlash of political correctness and bullshit like that. So that's what Trump did. And that's what they want to go back into the bottle. They want us to go back to being quiet, to go back to letting them control the culture, them control what's allowed to be said, what's not allowed to be said. And we can't do that because we're winning. Sanity's winning. Not liking animal cruelty is winning. Caring about human life is winning. Rooting for wars being ended is winning. All this stuff, protecting your borders, that is a winning message. That is what is ultimately going to keep winning here. So make sure that you don't be quiet about this. We need to keep the fire on Hasan Piker. And it's good that he streams every day because he's just going to keep on. He'll keep it relevant for a little while because he can't shut the fuck up because he can never be wrong about anything. But overall, he's an asshole. And he's always going to, he will be protected. I think his name is Dan Clancy. Yeah, Dan Clancy, the owner of Twitch, is not going to do anything to him. He's his golden boy. So that's that. So outside of that, I don't have much more to say tonight. I'm actually pretty tired. Pretty tired tonight. More than normal. I don't know why I'm so tired. I haven't done much, but I'm pretty tired. So I appreciate everybody for watching. And I'm actually enjoying the every other week of Dave torturing me. We'll see if Dave starts with the fall of iDubbbz in 2 weeks. I have no idea what Dave is going to bring up. This just kind of popped up because obviously Hasan being an asshole became the biggest thing. And, sometimes it's good to cover some of the current stuff. But Dave is going to find something in 2 weeks to make me hate my life. So that's where we'll be. Next week, we have a guest. I'm excited. I'm kind of liking this kind of every other week schedule. I think it makes it a little bit easier for me on scheduling some guests and things like that. But also, it adds a little bit of variety here. We're not just interview. And I like doing the interviews better when Dave is around because I like Dave being there. He brings some good insights and stuff. He checks me when I'm being an idiot. So I like Dave being there. So I think it's better this way where I'm here I get to, do a reaction video, ramble a little bit, have some fun while Dave is over there working. And then, the other week, Dave's here. We do an interview together because that's the way I wanted the show to be to begin with. I wanted to do it with David. I never want, even though it's my name on the show, never wanted to do it alone. So that is that for the show tonight. I appreciate everyone that watched wherever you watched from. Make sure if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I really would love for Rumble to start becoming a thing. So if you haven't subscribed on Rumble yet, please do it there. And if you're listening to this later via podcast form, which I've been terrible, guys, I've been terrible about putting these out in podcast form, like in audio form. I apologize for that. I've been really awful about promoting this and getting it out. There's just been with me campaigning to run for office and other things going on. It's tough. But I'm enjoying, doing the live stream is easy. Coming in here, doing this, setting this up and things like that. But all the other back end stuff, I've been terrible about. So I'm going to try to fix that. I was doing a lot of clips before. Clips have been lacking. I'm going to try to get better again, but there's no promises. I suck at this. But overall, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will be back next week. We have an interview next week. And then, Dave should be here. So everyone, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Have a good one. So long, y'all.